All right, join us now on Inside TBT, playing with the Air Raiders this summer, the Texas Tech Alumni Team. Matt Mooney, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely, it's exciting. We got an Illinois boy here, which we like. Matt, we know you were close to playing in years past. We've heard from some inside sources. Why this year? Why is this the year that we get to see Matt Mooney in the TBT?
Yeah, I almost played last year, maybe the past few years. I mean, I've always kept up with the TBT. I think that it's a really cool idea, cool tournament, and it's now become pretty big. But last year I actually had shoulder surgery, so I couldn't play. Actually, I ended up playing in summer league, but I was not ready to play. And that's the thing too, is TBT usually I feel like guys kind of pick between TBT or summer league because it's a commitment, a time commitment to both. So I think it was just summer league, and then there was COVID the year before. But then this year they were putting together a Texas Tech team, and I thought, okay, that'd be pretty fun. So here we are.
Yeah, we've noticed that Texas Tech fans absolutely love them some Texas Tech basketball. I mean, every single thing that gets posted just absolutely blows up. Joey and I were joking around. I said, if we just tweet out the words Matt Mooney and tag the Air Raiders Twitter page, it'll blow up. So my question to you is, are you fired up to get to, put Red Raider Red back on?
Yeah, I'm really fired up, man. Texas Tech fans are nuts, like nuts in a good way, though. I mean, I didn't know what I was getting into when I went there and played there, but they're awesome, and they support like no other. And what we need to do is we need to get a TBT game in Lubbock because the fans will come out. TBT wants to make some money. I mean, the fans are gonna come out. It's gonna be rocking. We got to get a game in Lubbock. Games in Lubbock, multiple games.
I think it's a no-brainer. I think that Texas Tech is proving themselves that your statement is absolutely correct. I have a very niche and funny question for you. Obviously, we were talking about it before we went on. I've played at your high school stadium, and I know that is one of the loudest high school arenas ever, just because of the way it's set up and because you went to an all-boys school. So the combination of that makes for a pretty rowdy student section. But you saw Chris Beard came back to Lubbock this year, and that was the loudest college basketball atmosphere probably ever. So I'm interested to hear your opinion on which, given is high school versus college, which is more impressive of a student section and atmosphere.
Yeah, Notre Dame, I mean, a great high school atmosphere, but that's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, the Texas Tech fan base is just unbelievable. And it gets – I was actually trying to go to that game, but I signed – the Knicks had let me go, and I was kind of waiting, trying to figure out my next move. And in the waiting period, Texas Tech was about to play Texas, and I was hoping, like, all right, like, yeah, I want to get signed. I'm going to go play somewhere, but I was hoping, like, maybe just give me a couple more days so I can go catch this game. But then I ended up going over to Spain. Texas Tech, though, man, that's the answer to the question.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, it's the right answer. We're giving you softballs to start here.
So the roster is packed with alumni and great players from Texas Tech. Who are you excited to play with?
I'm excited to play with Zaire. He's been out for a little while, and I've seen him working out in the summers. Freak athlete, great player. I hope this can kind of catapult him back into the NBA. I played with Norrance on that Final Four team. So I'm hoping, and the other guys, I know those guys too, and they're good players. So I'm hoping we get a couple more guys that I played with, and hopefully Tariq Owens can join the squad, and it'd be great to get guys like Moretti or Brandon Francis. Keenan Evans would be a great add-on. He's a great player. He's been playing over in the Euro League. So Culver obviously can't play. I don't think he's a free agent right now, but he's working on playing in the league and his next move. But I don't know, man. Texas Tech has a lot of great players that have played there, and I'm just excited to play with good players that have played for Tech, and it should be fun.
I'm curious just because you have ties to a lot of different places, whether it's different colleges that you were at before, to the NBA, overseas, obviously being a Chicago guy as well. If there was one guy that you could add to the team that wasn't a Texas Tech alum, do you have a guy in mind that you'd like to play with?
That's a good question. I was trying to get my guy Jared Uthoff, played at Iowa, played with him in the G League. Levi Randolph's another guy I played with in the G League. Good player. I played him this year, actually. He was playing in Belgium, and we played each other in a Champions League game. It was actually my first game overseas I played against him. There's a number of guys, but I think I'd have to think a little bit more in depth on that if I could pick one guy. Non-NBA player, current NBA player.
I mean, yeah, probably. Like a realistic guy. Like you can't say like LeBron.
Yeah. No, I'd love to take Ja Morant or Kevin Love. Those guys would be great. Yeah, probably one of those guys.
I don't know how Jared Uthoff isn't in TBT. Like that's a home run.
No, Iowa team
winner guy.
It needs to be an Iowa team, but that's
yeah.
Not what we're talking about right now. So you only had 1 year at Texas Tech, and it was a little more recent for you than your other college stint. So this should be a relatively easy question. When you think about your time at Texas Tech, what's like the first story that pops in your head? Either it's funny, it's bad, it's good. You're like, someone's like, give me one. You know what? Not someone's like, this is what I'm doing. I'm asking you, give me one story from Texas Tech. What's your go-to?
One story. I mean, so I immediately think obviously about the run we made. The issue is a lot of my stories revolve around Coach Beard, who's no longer at Texas Tech. He's at Texas. Still love Coach Beard. He was an amazing coach, and he was an intense coach. So I have some stories about him.
We would not be mad if you told one.
But Tech fans might be mad.
Tech fans wouldn't like it. I'm trying to think if I got a good Coach Adams. I mean, Coach Adams, so he's the coach at Texas Tech now. He had a great season, got him to the Sweet 16. I mean, they had an awesome year. It was really fun to follow him. Coach Adams, I remember I've told this story before, like my first game, and he's a defensive minded coach. My first game at Tech, I get pulled out maybe like 3 minutes into the game, and Coach Adams is ripping me. He's just like, how many steals you got? I'm like, he's like, how many deflections? How many block shots? How many charges? And I'm like, none. It's been 3 minutes. I haven't done anything. He's like, well, come on. What are you doing? And like, that was Coach Adams. He was on me from the jump. And I was just like, wow, this guy's intense. But he brought out the best in all of us. And, he's a great coach. So,
I mean, Texas Tech is definitely in good hands. It's hard to imagine a team going from like having a guy like Chris Beard, which is arguably one of the best coaches in the country and like a ton of success. And no one wanted him to leave, obviously. And we don't need to talk about this because I can't even imagine how much people hate this topic. But to just seamlessly transition into a coach that is like basically the same philosophy and winning at the same level is pretty remarkable. So obviously he must be an all-time coach as well. I mean, I don't need you to keep talking about him. We've got other questions for you. But like, is there anything else to add about Coach Adams? Because clearly the dude is a legend. We're gonna hopefully talk to him on the show here at some point. But I mean,
yeah, help facilitate that.
Yeah, no, you got to give Coach Beard credit for building up the culture and all that. And then Coach Adams stepped in and lost a lot of players, brought in a ton of new guys, and got to the Sweet 16. Was a top 25 team. They might have been top 10.
Yeah.
For a large part of that year. And, we're close to winning the Big 12. So, I mean, he coached JUCO a while back, won a national championship, and he's just a brilliant minded coach. And on top of that, he's a really great guy. He's genuine, like cares about his players. And I think that goes a long way.
I do want to also change channels real quick. I think that this is a question you probably got asked 1,000 times, but we'd be remiss if we didn't ask it. How did you start wearing 2 wristbands? You're like the only person ever to wear 2 wristbands.
Well, that actually goes back to my Notre Dame high school days. So I don't actually wear it for the style, which might be surprising because I know it looks
great.
Great look. I wear it because you played AAU in the summers, both you, and I don't know if you did, Andrew, probably. The gyms are super hot and sweaty, and like we played with those Baden balls in Illinois, which the TBT's not playing with the Badens.
No.
Elam ending balls.
Huh?
It's Elam ending balls. We'll talk more about that later.
It's the Rock. It's the Rock.
Yeah, speaking of which, I think there needs to be a universal basketball. We got all these different balls. But so in high school, we had the Baden balls, and I'm sweating, and my hands are sweating, and I'd be shooting, and the ball would be slipping out of my hands. So, one day and I would have chalk and a towel, all this stuff. And one day my high school coach shows up to, summer league in high school, and he gives me 2 wristbands. He's like, wear these. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I scored like 40. I had a great game, and like the rest is history. So I've worn them ever since. I don't need to wear them as much anymore in like air conditioned gyms, but my hands do get sweaty. So I just wear them.
Do you wear them when you work out?
Practice? Oh,
yeah.
Good question, Joey.
Yeah.
I always wear them. And also when I work out, I wear tanks too, because in the game I wear the tank. So I try to just replicate the game as much as I can.
Practice how you play.
There you go.
So you're not a guy like when you were in the NBA for that short stint, you weren't like going to practice wearing like sweatpants tucked into your socks with like a sweatshirt underneath the practice jersey?
No, I've never done that. No, it's not very comfortable to me, but no, I just pretty plain guy besides the wristbands.
All right. So other than getting the wristbands on, wearing the red jerseys, how are you gonna, get that Final Four magic going again and make a run in TBT?
Yeah, I think just how am I going to get it going? I try to put myself back in that situation, visualization, and just compete, man. I mean, it's different a couple years later, but the game's still the same. You gotta outscore the other team. Got to want it more than they do. So it's going to be competitive, and we want to win.
TBT is actually a little unique. It's like golf. You want to have a lower score than the other team. That's how you win.
I'm not following you there.
Yeah, it's because it's just a bad joke.
Poor attempt at a joke.
Okay.
No, but in all seriousness, how you do win the TBT, right, is this Elam ending, which I'm sure you're very privy to. What are your thoughts on that? Obviously, you haven't really had a chance to experience it, right? Like, do you have any idea of the strategy? Any thoughts on it in general? Are you a fan? Are you excited?
I'm a fan of it. I haven't had thought really about the strategy behind it, but it makes the end of the game really exciting. I think it's a great idea. Whoever Elam is, good idea, and good job for TBT incorporating it.
Would you rather be? By the way, it's Nick Elam, great guy. Would you rather be? Would you rather be, in the corner, on the wing, getting ready for that game-winning shot, or would you rather have the ball in your hands? You get to decide who takes game-winning shot, which could be you. What scenario would you rather be in?
Well, I think I'd rather have the ball in my hands. Yeah. And I think I'll be probably playing with the ball in my hands a lot. So, but if somebody's hot and somebody's got it going, we'll get them the ball. But I'd like to shoot. I'd like to take that last shot.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. I guess the follow-up question to that is, are you guys going to be playing with the same defensive principles as Texas Tech does? Because not many teams play that way. Not many teams face that. I feel like that'd be a pretty big plus for you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if I can give away my secrets here, guys, but we'll be playing defense.
All right, my last question for you. Some teams have a little mini camp / alumni day where they go back to campus, get the team together, maybe hang out with some of the young guys. Do you guys have anything like that on the schedule before games tip off?
Yeah, it's not scheduled yet, but that is the plan. We'll be having a little training camp so we can get ready to go.
I think that's one of the coolest things at TBT is the like training camps that have come out of it, AAU leagues, stuff like that. So it's a big, this is year one for you guys, playing in TBT, but you mentioned hosting, other things. So wouldn't be surprised if in a few years, the Matt Mooney camps merge with the Air Raiders and stuff like that. So if you ever need help marketing, Joey and I got you.
That's a good idea, actually. You got me thinking now. I gotta try to align the two. Good idea.
Thank you.
He's just full of good ideas. Well, Matt, before we let you go, man, we know you're a big fan of the show and you listen to how we end every interview. But just as a refresher, and we know that we're going to have the Air Raiders fans for the first time listening to this show. The way we end every episode and every interview is we turn the tables on you. It's sponsored by our great presenting sponsor, Brain Fuel. So go get some Brain Fuel and try it out for yourself. It's an energy enhancing beverage. It's fantastic. And it's sponsored by them. We allow you the floor. We turn the tables on you. You are now the interviewer. This is your show. Any questions you got for us, fire away.
Except you can't ask us. You can't ask us who's going to win TBT because we always get asked that. We need you to be more unique than that.
Okay, you're turning the tables to interview.
It can be about anything, Matt. It can be about anything. We don't even need to touch hoops. We don't need to touch TBT. It's your show, man. Ask away.
Well, I got a question for you guys. I'm actually working on a startup company right now in the basketball space. It would be great if you guys could get me to pitch to some of these TBT guys. I got a great idea I'm working on. I'd love to present my deck. I don't know, my pitch deck. If we can make that happen, can we make that happen?
I think we can.
You have to. What's the question? Can we make that happen?
Yeah,
the question. The question is,
no, this isn't Shark Tank.
No, but you turned it on me, and I don't have any questions prepared. So I need some investors. So can you guys give me some investors?
Sure. Can we get a little more information? I don't know if we're just going to turn around and vouch for this business.
Yeah, you can get some information. I mean, so typically when you guys are practicing, working out, all these guys in the TBT, they're getting ready for the tournament, right? They're in the gym working out, but most of them don't have somebody there to contest their shots like they would in the games. In the games, 90% of shots are contested. Yet in practice, we shoot a lot of wide open shots, which allows us to take our time on our shot. It's not realistic. It doesn't simulate the game. So, my company, we've started working on a defender, a robotic defender that's able to mirror the basketball when you shoot. There's a couple different modes, and it's going to contest your shot. And then on top of that, we're going to give feedback to players, little tweaks that they can make to adjust their shot, and also give coaches feedback and data after the workout so they can best help their players with their shot. So that's the baseline. That's the quick pitch. But there's a lot more to it. It's pretty cool. And I need some investors. So I need some help from you guys.
All right. So you're seeking $100,000 with a 10% equity. Joey, you want to go 50-50 on it?
I'm out. Sorry.
Matt, it definitely sounds cool. We'll see who we can talk to. But
okay,
my guess is you guys win a few games. You get fans to come to games. You potentially, get TBT to come to Texas Tech. They're going to be wanting to talk to you, and then you can talk about whatever you want. So winning cures everything.
This is good marketing, though. Just get the word out. I got some meetings set up. So, but maybe TBT, we can find some type of partnership, or I can get them some, and they can promote it for me. We'll figure something out.
I guarantee that. Yeah. But Matt, the way it works on this show is once you come on, we will move mountains for our guests. That's what we're supposed to be unbiased on this show, but we root for our guests that come on and we have a good time with. So just know that we got your back now. There's no doubt about it.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, man. This was great. Thanks for coming on. Good luck to you and the squad. We will not 100% sure where you guys are playing, but we most likely will not be there because I don't think you're playing in Ohio, which is where we're planning on being. However, if you win some games and you get to Dayton, another prize, you get to hang out with us in Dayton.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love that.
All right, man. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Okay, see you guys. Guns up.
Clocking out early, that's the dish I don't like. Been getting paid since I was riding on the bike. Hit the pedal with the 8th, hopping on the 9th flight. I've been chilling out of sight, I'll be at the bar tonight. Told the bartender, go and take my card to swipe. You try the same thing, but your card get declined. White rappers nowadays, no, we're not too hard to find. I'm so dapper with my ways, I'm gonna linger in your mind. Always told me good things will come to those who are patient, but I've been way too patient, writing bars in my basement. I'm anxious in the real world, it's time for me to say this. The basics, the talent in my mind, I can't waste it. My life is too safe, it's my time for risk taking. I'm baking my mind, every day it's the same ish. Lazy, my grind needs to get a new facelift. Coming from the underground and busting through the pavement. Rock